Oh, hey, excuse our mess. Pull up a chair
and make yourself at home.
Hi, guys.
Oh, dang.
I think
Hi.
Melody's
What's
mad. I think Melody's mad.
I just got told whatever.
Why are you mad?
Whatever.
Whatever.
Are you okay? You got Panda off to the side messing around. Come here, Panda.
We got Kitty.
Panda.
Come here, bud.
We got Kitty.
Kitty's not that cool. Kitty just be fighting. Panda throws it back.
Stop it.
Panda, throw it back.
Throw it back. Yo.
I'll give you a blue strip if you throw it back.
Oh, what?
Blue strip, like $100 bill, blue strip. Did you know that's what they're calling them now? Blue strips?
Weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thought we called it a Benjamin.
Well, yeah, but now they're calling them blue strips.
Where'd you find that out?
Coachella. Everybody.
Coachella happened.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about Coachella.
They
We
did
didn't
T-Pain
go.
so wrong, by the way. If you were there and you didn't dance to T-Pain, first off, giving him a 5 o'clock show was outrageous. They should have gave him like 9, 10 o'clock. But like, nobody danced, and I felt bad for him, man. He was dressed up, steampunk rocker vibe. I would have been busting it.
Busting it.
Also-
Just the cost of going to Coachella is outrageous. It's a no for me.
Did you know that they have portable showers there?
Nah.
Because you sweat so bad that you have to take a shower in between the sets of the shows.
I'm good.
You have to pay for like everything. You can pay to stay in a house there. It's like football games here. People will rent out houses to go to the college football games up in the college towns.
Oh, yeah.
It's like that, but Cali.
People were bringing RV. One of my favorite TikTokers, she went in an RV. They got locked in their RV because the door jammed, and
Dang.
people had to use screwdrivers to get them out.
I don't understand. Like, the Coachella thing is like so overdone now. I've been listening to podcasts all week. I've been up at this other store that I work at twice a week, but I've been covering for somebody there the entire week, basically. And so I've had like very chill days because it's fairly slow over there. So I've just been listening to these podcasts. And there are like a couple of guys that live in California, and I used to watch them. They used to be on David Dobrik's vlogs, and they have a podcast that they run like every single week. And they were talking about Coachella. One of them said that he paid like $75 for 2 waters
Nah.
and a burger
Nah.
to share
You wanna
with
know what's
his wife.
funny?
I'm good.
You know what's funny? If you take me to Coachella, I'm going to die anyway because of the lights. But add the fact that I won't be eating now, you can just scrape me off the
And
desert
then
floor.
add like the heat on top of it. And I imagine like most of the foods they probably serve there probably have like grain in them.
Oh, so screw that bathroom because you ain't going to want to go
No,
in there.
because it's California, so
Oh,
they're
yeah, and
all like
everybody's
vegan
vegan
and
free.
Oh
everything.
and
yeah,
stuff.
they're bougie with that.
But I bet you
Well,
the stuff
well,
I can eat is going to cost like $200.
Yeah, so you gonna be like broke and
I'm going to eat the dirt.
Yeah, just eat,
Don't even play with me. I just eat the dirt.
It's a desert. You're
Eat
gonna
the sand.
die.
Sand.
You're gonna die.
Why? Sand is
like
nutritious.
like everybody's gonna be like dancing in the music and you're just in the sand like face
it's
first
a
in
mosh
it.
pit. Everybody's just like, and I'm
you're
just
just like-
handfuls in the dirt. Just like,
and then just like passed out in the sand like
they're like, oh, that girl, she's so cool. She's out there on the floor.
I do think it's interesting though how like Coachella is like the one place where if you want like one-on-one time, like no. Let me finish the sentence. If you want like one-on-one time, or you want to take pictures, or if you want to talk to celebrities like face to face,
Oh yeah,
they're just there. celebrities are just walking around everywhere. But somebody took a video of Billie Eilish just like chilling in the crowd, like vibe.
Do you know how not cool I would be if I was in the same pit and I just see like somebody random, first name off the top of my head, John Conan. What? Okay. And who is that?
Who is that?
If I just see like Keanu Reeves or like
Keanu Reeves, okay.
if I just see like James Charles,
Who's the first
There
guy?
you go.
or if I just see like Tana Mojo over here
That's
beside me, I would literally turn and be like, I don't care that you're singing. Can we like chat for a second? And I'd just be like, let me tell you something.
Be like, okay, that time you got canceled?
Fair.
What do you mean that time?
Which one? 'Cause-
Which one?
Wait, which one? Tana or James? Because they've both been canceled.
I mean, honestly, like, I would want to know the tea. Like, I want to know, like, their perspective.
I do
like,
the sister shake.
Oh, I've been listening
or,
to
like, sister vibrate.
Hey, sister.
Hey, sister.
The sister shake.
Hey, sister.
I'd be like, oh, yeah.
There were so many times that both of them were canceled.
Yeah, they were
Like-
canceled a couple times.
Tana's been canceled though for like stuff that's been funny. Like she just speaks her mind and they just cancel her for no reason. And I'm just like, honestly, this is why I should not go on the internet.
And she's just like, okay.
Yeah, she's just.
I just don't like her.
I watched her when she was talking about being a Playboy bunny. So like
I
way
like-
way back.
The people that I was always interested in were like the people that like they would do like funny videos and pranks and stuff. So like I was obsessed with David Dobrik and his whole crew and Sam and Colby. And now Sam and Colby still run a YouTube channel. They are like the only YouTubers that haven't gotten like flack from people. Like they are just wholeheartedly just good people that never get into trouble. Like,
So-
I mean, they go up into these haunted houses and stuff and all this and that and do ghost hunting, but like they never get into social media trouble. They're always really good about that. But like David Dobrik got canceled. Shane Dawson's been canceled like 3 different times. Shane Dawson basically went off of the internet, and so did David Dobrik. And David just started doing his podcast back up, which like thank God.
He's so ripped now, by the way.
Dang.
Overly so.
Like-
And there are people that are like, oh, he's on steroids. He's on steroids.
Probably.
No, he was like, he got on his podcast and he was like, that's like the best compliment ever, but like it's so not true. And he was like, I also don't want to be that person that like constantly has abs. He's like, I'll have abs from time to time, but I'm not going to do the work to keep it up. He's like, I like food. And
Same.
honestly, same. Like, I'll do the workout and I'll like lose the weight and I'll look good, but I like food, so I like to indulge as well.
Nope, not gonna say that.
Dang.
That would cancel me.
Dang.
This is a family friendly channel.
But that's fair though. That's a fair idea.
What?
What if Coachella is just like so everybody goes and okay, hold on, pause. Okay, I'm not.
Yeah.
Let me think. Do we
Go on.
have we told who we voted for and stuff on this channel?
No,
No.
because
Oh,
politics is a no-go.
Okay, then I won't say that. But I'll say this: I don't really believe in conspiracy. Well, okay, take that back. Some conspiracies I will believe in, but I'm not really a conspiracy type. However, imagine they just all put us in Coachella so that they can like be like, you're all right here, and we're gonna do something over there.
I'm sorry, can you elaborate?
Like the whole big conspiracy thing where like anytime some like big like event happens, like just anything, I mean usually they like to pin it on like the Super Bowl. Like, oh, the Super Bowl's going on. Everyone's focused on the Super Bowl. Meh, meh, meh. So we could do all this like bad stuff like behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Like, so they could have Coachella 2025, which they already did. Congrats if you got to go. I'd like to see videos. And then like somebody could rob the Federal Reserve because everybody's at Coachella and everybody's partying it up. You know what I mean? They're just like,
Yeah.
and everybody's like,
Yeah.
"Whoa," and then that one dude's like,
Bro, I'm a sucker for conspiracy theories, but that
That's a no?
I feel like that's just like people like citizens that are bad people. I feel like that's just them like making a plan to take advantage of the fact that there's an event happening. Like I don't think the event is planned so that the bad thing can happen. I think the event just happens and the bad thing is planned in the middle of it.
I just realized I'm making the most atrocious faces, and y'all can see that. So sorry.
But like, was there anything that happened?
I'm sorry. That was my shirt. My bad. I'm trying to sit up. My back was hurting.
Was there anything that happened when Coachella happened?
I don't know. I know that a lot of people stopped James and sang with James at the gates.
Huh?
James Charles.
What about James Charles?
A lot of people stopped and sang with him. Because, he's fixing to do a thing with Kevin Gates. Am I the only one that knows about this?
What?
I don't pay attention to James Charles. I
No.
don't find him entertaining.
I just see memes about him from like 2015.
Yeah, I don't wear a lot of makeup, and that's what he's known for. So
Oh, well, you don't watch his TikToks. His TikToks are not really about makeup. His TikToks are him just doing random stuff, stupidly.
still, the problem with James Charles is he hasn't evolved with.
Same.
He hasn't evolved with the years. He stayed in 2015, 2016.
I don't know why I thought you said he dissolved, and I was like, that's rude, because, like, man got
that reminds me of
man
one
got
of the-
filler, so that's mean.
But that reminds me of one of the few videos I watched where he goes, "Oh, we're going to test and see if this makeup is waterproof." And then he did like a full face of makeup and then just like belly flopped into the pool.
Dissolves.
Like,
What if that happened?
And he like comes out the water and he's like,
nah.
"That's a no, I'm good though." He's just kind of stayed the same, and I'm not necessarily a fan of it.
I would literally cry if Sabrina Carpenter was next to me in Coachella. I would.
That's something that I don't think is going to happen. These like famous people that you're seeing like in the crowds of Coachella are people that have never gotten to that point of fame. Like Billie Eilish, very famous, yes, but
Sabrina already did Coachella.
She has never put herself into the point like where she has security guards surrounding her and she's like constantly like this with
She
the
chill like
paparazzi and
that.
stuff. She's just like just like, I'm another
She chill like
person.
that.
I'm just vibing.
No,
and so she
she's
can
the
go
girl
walk around
Alexander.
like that.
Like, fam, like I actually saw like a post today on Instagram where apparently Billie Eilish, she's not like other famous people and she has like a mansion or some like bougie house.
She has a tiny house.
She lives in her parents' house still.
Yeah.
Yeah, she still lives at home. Like,
and
honestly,
her brother is the one that does all her
Frankie
music for her.
Grande. That's, oh my gosh, that's
Ariana Grande's brother.
He came out with music too, though, guys. Go check that out. Who's calling me? My brother. Oh, hold on. I tried to convince Ida to let me do a fish kiss, and he told me no.
oh, at the wedding?
Yeah.
Just imagine the shock and everything.
Like, they were gonna be
Oh.
like, you may not kiss the bride. And I was gonna be like,
Oh, let me tell you what happened before we got here to film. Well, before they got here to film. I live here. So
Do you?
don't.
I was like,
This is the cat's house.
I had looked up Melody's
Safe.
location probably around like 5:50, I think. I looked up her location and she was like about 15 minutes out. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to go ahead and start pulling all the equipment
I
out.
was wondering.
So I go and pull all the equipment and I like bring it inside the living room, set it on the chair, and then I hear the locks on the door rattling. And I go,
It was your
"What?"
mom.
I was like, okay, either that's Dolly and she got off work early and she's here early,
No, I
or
was shopping.
Oh,
I
I
was
forgot
like,
to tell
or-
you, Eli was stopping by.
I know.
Oh,
Well,
my bad.
I figured it out.
My
But
bad.
I was like, okay, either that or like it's the delivery guy because I have a package that was supposed to come today. And I go up to the door and I look through the peephole and Eli's just standing there staring at his phone.
I'm just imagining
And
that
I'm
the
like-
forehead angle.
And the reason why my door locks jingled is because usually when I know I'm going to have somebody coming over, I will leave the door unlocked and they can just walk in. And
She didn't know Eli was coming.
yeah,
That's
I
on my
wasn't
bad.
expecting anybody to be here at that time, so the door was locked, and he just tried to walk in.
Eli wanted to come see Travis.
And so I go over there,
He
and
was
I,
missing him.
I look through the peephole, and he's just standing there, and I open the door, and he's just like, and I'm like, okay.
He's
why
like
are you-"
disappointed.
I was like, why are you here? He's like, well, I got off work, and I was like, looking at the time, and I was like, I'll just go straight to Haley's. And I was like, okay, cool. So he came in
You
here and he
sent that
just sat
text out in
down.
the group chat that he's in, by the way.
I know,
Oh, okay.
but he came and just like sat down in the chair, and I'm just like pulling equipment. And he's just sitting there, and I started talking to him about when I was over at your house earlier today. I went over there because y'all have like all your boxes and
Heck yeah.
everything in the house. The house is still being painted, so they haven't moved in yet, but they've got all their stuff moved in,
Yup.
but it's all still in boxes. So I went over there to help unbox stuff. And we could start going through some of the boxes and stuff, and we start putting a couple things up in Eli's game room, and then me and Melody start talking about going and taking things to the kitchen and start putting some of those boxes up because she had like food and stuff that could go ahead and go into the cabinets and everything. And I found a box from her wedding with a massive bag of lemon heads
Oh.
and like 3 or 4 bags of Twizzlers.
And there's also a bag of M&Ms in there.
And
With your faces on it?
I looked
Yeah,
at
those.
Melody. I said, "You have a massive bag of Twizzlers in here." And she's like, "Oh yeah, I don't like Twizzlers." And I said, "Well, why do you have Twizzlers?" And she said, "Well, they're from my wedding." And I said, "Well, why did you get Twizzlers for your wedding if you don't like them?" And she goes, "Eli likes Twizzlers." And she goes, "You can have them."
To preface, we had a candy bar, okay? My mom bought, and when I tell you, like, she bought. She went to Amazon, and she got the candy you can get in, like, pound bags, and she just shoved that under the table and was like, if they need it, there's a scoop under there. Where do you see me eating 5 pounds of candy in one night?
I mean, if it's Reese's.
That's the only
Yeah.
that's the only exception. But I
Reese's.
hate Twizzlers, and lemon heads were for him as well, and he hadn't even eaten them. I ate
Well,
all my candy because my
Needless
candy
to
was
say, I came home with a bag and a half of Twizzlers.
heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
And Travis got home, and I go, "Hey, you want to see what I got?" And he's like, "What'd you do?" And I was like, "Well, I went over to Melody's and I was helping with and got it. I went through the whole story, and then I go, and I got these, and I held up these 2 big bags. Like I'm talking like massive, like
Yeah.
it's probably like 2.5 pounds
That's
of
what I'm saying.
Twizzlers.
She gets like 5 pounds
Well,
of candy.
I told Eli that you sent me home with the Twizzlers, and he goes, "Well, where's my Twizzlers? Where's my Twizzlers?" And I was like, "No, I left a whole bag for you." There's still another bag that he has at home. And he goes, "Oh, okay." And I happened to mention that I was telling Eli that I had told Travis about it, and he goes, "Wait, Travis is home?"
That was the whole
And I was
point
like,
of him coming over here.
And he literally goes, "Give me the credit card. I'm going in there." And so I hand him the card, and he's trying to break into Travis's room, and he couldn't get it. He just stood there like, "What am I doing wrong?"
Mm-mm-mm.
And Travis opened the door. He goes, "Do you need help?"
Yeah.
He was trying to break into Travis's room. Travis literally just goes, "Do you need help?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah." Went in there. And now they're in there playing a driving game.
They're having their little play date.
I played a driving game yesterday. I played GTA. I
Oh,
snapped
yeah.
a lady's neck. and then stole our car.
Fam, when I was on the phone with Daryl while y'all were playing, and when I was on the phone with Daryl, at one point, I just hear screaming.
Oh, was that him?
Like, not him screaming. From the,
from the game. From the game. It's probably the lady that I snapped. Look, I didn't even know. Okay, let me tell you. I used to play video games when I was younger, but I don't play them anymore.
Can we backtrack for a second there?
Now,
Who was screaming and why did we think it was Daryl?
No, it was not Daryl.
It was the lady.
No,
Oh.
wait.
What? Was it Eli? Did I scream?
Give me a minute.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who screamed?
Yeah, I want to know.
Okay.
Was it like the game and it was like one of the computer people?
I heard screaming and like I told Daryl, I was like, I hear a lot of screaming, and he's like, oh yeah, like it's because I'm like I'm on like a motorcycle right now, and I'm just plowing through people on the beach right now. I'm like, okay,
yeah, that game is very harsh.
It was like that stereotypical like.
Yeah, like it was a bunch of that, and I was just like, oh, okay, you just going ham on there right now, and he's like, yeah.
Games have really evolved since the last time I like actually played, because I played on the very first PlayStation that was ever made.
Heck yeah.
Overheated in like 2 minutes of you playing. But GTA was a whole nother level last night. I was the bomb. Also, for the two people that randomly sought me out last night while I was trying to shove the lady out of the car that I just killed, rude. Okay. I didn't kill you, so you don't have to hit my car. Just saying.
Did you like go up to somebody's car and like pull them out and throw them on the ground?
No.
That's the funniest to me.
I pulled them out. Her head went under my arm, and I went,
bang,
and then just dropped her and got in a car and ran off.
Bro, like when I was
like, how can you do that for me? Like,
when I was
like, how are you able to do that in a game? You just be like,
when I was on the phone with Daryl, like, no, I think it was like before I got on the phone with him, I was Snapchatting him, and he sent me a picture of him playing GTA, and he's like, I just picked up a girl.
Oh,
and
yeah.
That is why I didn't say that word.
The girls.
But he sent me a snap and he was like, I just picked up a girl. And I responded and I was like, you a cheater. With like the point emoji. And then he responded back and he's like, don't worry, she's dead now.
Yeah, he blew her up. Dang. Okay, I want to say what happened, but I can't because it's so he paid for like $100 dinner, and then after the dinner he was like, nah, actually I don't really like you, and he blew the whole car up with her in it.
Honestly?
And I was and the cars, Eli's car that I was in and his were facing right in front of it, so I'm watching all this happen, and then I just see it, and I'm like,
yeah.
Okay. Then I shot the girl that I was with.
Dang.
It was pretty fun.
Heck yeah.
GTA is pretty cool. I had some choice like words last night that I said that can't be repeated because they iffy, but
we have GTA somewhere.
It was pretty funny.
And then we talked about like you divorcing Eli and me breaking up with Daryl so like they can get married.
Yeah,
we can get married.
They're actually married already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They cheating.
It's okay.
Yeah. It's alright.
Apparently, well, I'll say that after we end the show because I can't. There's no way I can reword that.
Dang.
There's just not. Apparently, I'm a really bad driver though, GTA. But I don't know how you can be
apparently
a bad driver.
Also in real life because Travis makes comments about your driving.
You know what? Travis can. Never mind.
Dude. like, you know how you're supposed to be driving in between the yellow lane?
Okay, hold on.
She drive
Hold
on
on.
the yellow line.
And then you be going X
Hold
mode.
on. Hold
You
on.
got X mode.
Wait a minute. Balls reverse. So that one
Don't
time
reverse
that
your
you
car.
Did you say buttholes reverse?
no, I said pause and reverse.
Oh.
That one time that Travis saw me do that was because he was behind me and I was gonna miss the turn because I didn't realize it was right there. So without stepping on my brake, I just curved it.
Travis literally goes, I don't ever want to be in a car with him.
Look,
And then there was like on the your rehearsal dinner when I had to follow you to the restaurant.
that's just because you were slow.
No, you were hauling it.
You was just slow.
You were hauling it on that
Hey,
street.
I was all right with that because she was getting me to the food faster.
Look,
I was behind y'all in my old car. My car was working hard.
so I just got my quotes for my insurance for my car, and I actually have a really good like payment because I'm a good driver.
So they think.
No, they have to do like a review of your driving history.
You just be
Your driving history is literally just them seeing
Like,
how
if you
many
have
wrecks you've had
yeah,
and how
tickets and
many of
wrecks.
them were your fault.
None of them are my fault though. That's the thing.
You just be driving a little wacky.
I just be driving and then people hit me. Actually, the only one that was my fault was when I drove my car off into a
I don't know
into
why
a
you were
puddle.
about to say off a cliff.
It did sound like it was going to go that way.
I drove my car off the road into a puddle by the college because I don't really know why.
You just felt like it.
Maybe. But I drove it off into the little puddle
You
pond.
wanted to play in the puddle.
And there was actually live crawfish in there. And I like grabbed me some up and my Louisiana roommate cooked them.
You just wanted some crawfish.
They were also stuck in my grill for like a day and a half. So there was just crawfish, just like you could see them like moving in my grill.
Heck yeah.
It was fun.
Heck yeah. Free crawfish.
This was but that Louisiana roommate, she ate the things that are in the center of the medians, those like purpley yellow flower things that look prickly.
What?
They're called thistles.
Oh.
Her family ate thistle. They would fry it or saute it. So she'd just eat about anything. But honestly, same. I had sauteed thistle when I went to her house one time. Not that very good.
I'm trying to imagine how you could make thistle.
Well, if it's pink, you can't eat it. It's too hard. It has to be white or light pink.
It's been a while since I've seen a thistle, but usually the ones that I see are green, but they'll turn like a purpley color.
That means it's too ripe. You need to get the ones that are green and white. I have a saying for that, and I have to keep it in my mouth because it's kind of rude. Dang. My brain is going places today.
Yeah.
I want to run over people on GTA.
I would like to shoot people on Rainbow Six Siege.
Well, see,
Heck yeah.
Daryl actually said the reason why he plays GTA is so he can kill people and not get in trouble. And I was like, honestly, that's a fair point. Might as well.
Well, there's a song by what's his name? The guy that died.
Oh.
That
Michael
everybody
Jackson?
always no, it's a rapper that everybody always
Tupac.
Juice World?
Thank you.
Damn.
You are way in like the late years. I'm talking about current.
Juicy World.
Juice World has a song, and like there's lyrics in it that's like we play video games to like cure depression or something along those lines of that. I can't remember how the lyrics go, but my ex used to use that all the time as an excuse. Like he would literally quote it and then use that as an excuse as to why he played video games so much.
She plays video games.
Video games take you out of reality and they put you into this world where you can do anything. Anything is possible, right? And you don't have any consequences
Heck yeah.
Not any consequences in real life, anyways. You can play this game and you can kill somebody and they'll take you to jail and you'll get out 5 minutes later and you can go do it again. And same thing, yada, yada, yada. And there's no actual consequences in real life, right?
Yeah.
So
Well, except
I get
in his
that
case,
whole.
because
His consequences were because he played the game all the time and got addicted to it. It's not because he played the game at all. It's because he played it too much.
heck yeah.
And it became a problem.
Heck yeah.
But like video games in general, I like video games. Yes, they can help with your depression. You get to play some games, you can make you feel better for a little while. But it doesn't cure your depression. It doesn't do that.
That's what the
And
meds are
so
for.
many people look at this and they're like, let me go deal with this so it'll solve all my problems. I do agree with that. Like, I can get into a game and kill people, so I don't have to kill people in real life. It can
For real.
definitely save you a headache in real life. That's for sure.
Well,
But you just
I
have to
mean,
be
yeah.
careful not to play too much.
Yeah.
I like to play, I would prefer to play a few times a week at least. Do I get to do that?
I've been prohibited from playing.
I really don't play video games that much.
You should try GTA.
But,
It's kind of cool.
well, I don't really have I have my computer.
It
but-
don't work on computer.
Well, dang. I can't
don't
really
think so.
play. I don't know. I usually just play stuff on my computer or my Switch. And even then, it's just indie games, like cozy games or puzzles.
Okay, Grandma.
There is a
I like-
game
yeah, I like
that is all
puzzles.
over social media right now. Daryl, he's been watching funny clips and stuff from it.
Oh, yeah. He sent some to me.
But it's this game called Repo where you're a little robot android looking dude and you run around these haunted houses and buildings and stuff. And
No.
you have this cart, right? And your job is to go find all these little valuable items and put them in the cart and take them back to this certain spot, right? And once you get to the certain spot, you put the card in there and it'll tell you how much money all of these little things are worth. And then you get that money and you can buy power-ups and weapons and stuff because there are monsters in these houses that can kill you in different kind of ways.
That's a no for me. I've had monsters in my
But
house.
it is
Never again.
so funny. It's so funny because the game is one of those games where when you talk into your microphone, the mouths of these characters move up and down as you talk. They're talking too.
Oh Lord. I can just see that.
And there was there are so many funny clips. There's this monster, this guy with a gun that walks around and he responds to audio in the game. So if you're talking to your friends in the game, he can hear that and he'll try and find you and shoot you. And there was this one guy and his friend that were down under a bench hiding from the guy. The guy comes down with the gun and there's a step and the guy just face plants the ground and glitches out and they start laughing so hard and then he just glitches and goes back up and resets and then they just both look at him and they're still and everything and then one of them turns to the other one and he's like and then the guy with the gun literally turns and goes pow kills him and walks back the other way.
There is one.
It is so funny.
Yeah, there's one that I saw because I would send Daryl clips of it that I would see. And there was one where one of the little androids had I don't know if I guess it was a weapon or something or some item they found. It was a scepter that I guess could shoot beams or something. And his little
Yes.
android I think is trying to take it to the place to put all the treasure you find. But the little android falls. And then the scepter just shoots this insane beam of light at the treasure collector and destroys all of the treasure that was in it.
No.
It was $30,000 worth of treasure, I think, and just destroys all of it. And he's like, "Oops."
No.
I love that game. I've played it. And when I played it,
for me.
I played it with one of Travis's coworkers and then one of his friends that he plays with. And we get on there and I'm I don't know how to play. I'm just kind of running around. And all of a sudden I start taking damage. And I'm why am I taking damage? Why is my health deteriorating? And one of Travis's friends, he goes, "Oh, well, there were gnomes in there. Do you see any gnomes?" And I'm no, I don't see gnomes. And I start looking around and he's like, well, look down. And I look down and there's like 3 tiny little gnomes, like garden gnomes at my feet. And they're jumping and attacking me. And he goes, just pick them up and throw them. So I just literally go, and he just bursts. And I was like, okay, nice. And then we get into like the next scene and there's a freaking duck. And it's such a cute little duck. And it like jumps around and follows you. But if you touch it, it will begin to like grow and grow teeth and like a big beak and like eat you.
Dang.
After we left I had a thought. What if that thing became a reality? Because so we were talking about teas because we both got sweet tea. No, hold on.
Okay.
Hold on,
Wait. Wait. We gotta back it up just a little bit.
Bruh.
We went after we
Dang.
after we unpacked some stuff at her house. We went out to eat at that pizza place down the road from where she lives, and we like got sweet tea to drink. And we were talking about what the topic of this episode would be, and we didn't necessarily have one. And then we got to looking at the tea in our cups, and we were like, ooh, tea. And then Melody said like a whole bunch of stuff.
I imagined this.
We got to the pizza place, and we had sweet tea.
Yeah, and I envisioned this whole entire thing in my mind. So you're in like a tannish brown room, right? It's like really long, but kind of narrowish. And in the center of the room, there's this really big barrel of sweet tea. And then baby barrels around it. And the big sweet tea like leaks into them. Kind of think of like an L pipe. It goes from that big one to the other one.
So a big barrel of sweet tea with pipes that go into the little barrels.
And little barrels. And then spike that. And it's like a distillery for alcohol. But instead, it's a tea distillery. And you could have like flavored ones. You could have smaller little like ones to the side that could be raspberry spiked. Or blackberry or creme de la croix or whatever you want.
Creme de la croix.
Whatever you want.
I know there's like a brand of wine that I like that makes like a sweet tea, like spiked sweet tea. I think they make a spiked pink lemonade too, I'm pretty sure.
Well, there's like a brand called Twisted Tea.
Yeah,
it's not
that
good
too.
though.
But here's the deal. That company doesn't make sweet tea.
Boo.
They just make tea.
It's just what's iced tea.
Boo.
And
That's that northern crap.
Yeah, I got to talking to Melody, and I was like, well, there's this guy on TikTok that makes these really funny videos. He's also on YouTube, but he makes these really funny videos right now of him like fishing, but he uses people, like girls.
People?
Really pretty.
He fishes with people?
It's yes, but it's
that's
weird.
his
It's
whole
weird.
vibe. He's Italian.
So he's Italian, but he lives in Florida, and
Interesting combo.
He'll like take.
He has a pet duck. He calls baby girl.
Yeah, and he's a really cool.
Baby girl.
Yeah, I'll show you the video after, but like he like will hook up a piece of bait, like a fish head or like a whole stingray, like to a girl, right, on a piece of rope, and then he'll throw the bait out, and he'll have the girl like either floating on tubes like in the water, or like I've seen one where he literally took a girl with bait strung to her and he literally chucked her off a second story into the water. He's done all kinds of stuff, but these girls, like, they'll just have bait hooked onto them, and then he'll fish using them as like a bobber. But his name is Tony. Well, he gets all of this attention, and he decides he's going to make an alcoholic tea.
Honestly?
So he made basically the same thing as Twisted Tea, but a lot of people are giving him more credit because it's supposedly better than Twisted Tea, which I've had Twisted Tea. I don't like it, but I did find a video explaining what his tea was kind of like. It's not sweet tea. We were hoping it was.
See, this is okay.
It's not.
Shame.
On the market next year, actual spiked tea.
Sweet tea.
Sweet. And when I say sweet, I mean you can taste it and want to meet your ancestors sweet.
Maybe like we should just make our own brand.
There's a lot that goes into that.
Dang.
Unfortunately.
Location, funding, staffing.
And
We could do
me and Melody have talked about opening up our own business.
That's why I was saying to the story.
Yeah, multiple times. Yeah. She and I have talked about opening up an art gallery. We've talked about a candy store, which actually Travis said that there's supposedly a candy store in this vicinity.
Well,
But I
maybe
don't know
ours
of
could be
anything.
better. What?
Well, if I haven't heard of where it is and I don't know where it is, I would assume that there's not
Well,
one or that it's not good. But
If I could make the ideas and the visions that come in my mind of what it should look like a reality, if you've ever seen Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium, it'd be that, but like candy.
well, we talked about this really cool idea of having a bakery and a tattoo parlor in one. But we have talked about that, and we would basically take like a building, like a house, right? And we would reconstruct it to where there's a hallway that separates the two sections. So one side of the house would be bakery, the other side of the house would be tattoo parlor, and there's a door in the middle. And you go through the front door, and there will be a receptionist desk, and then the receptionist will like send you either way.
Yeah.
Right. And there will be doors to both sides on the inside. You go in one side, it's a whole tattoo parlor. You go in the other side, it's a whole bakery.
And we know people are going to be like, well, what about cleanliness, FDA, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so we thought about that. So if you are getting a tattoo, you can go get a tattoo. If you want to get something to eat, you have to tell your artist, and then you can go over to the thing, but you can't bring food to the tattoo side. And
Yeah.
the people that are getting just baked goods can stay over there and eat, and they cannot bring food over to the tattoo side.
So basically, if you want to have food, that's fine, but you have to stay on the bakery side. And then if you don't want to eat, you can be in the tattoo. But like, if you are one of the tattoo artists that's working, right, you can go get something to eat, but you have to eat over there and then come back.
Yeah.
But it's kind of a like good 50-50 thing, because like you can have these people that work in a bakery, and Melody knows more about baking than I do, so she could kind of oversee that and manage that.
I love to bake.
And then you have these people in the tattoo parlor, and these are basically two businesses, but they're one business. So it would be run by me and Melody, but we would kind of be the head of our own section. So I would have the tattoos.
Because I know squat about tattoos, so I'm not going to tell you what to do. You could draw a pony for all I care. Have at it.
Yeah.
Just don't use the needle. That's the only thing I do know.
I'm more artistic, and I have tattoos and piercings and know more about that. I'm not licensed. You are artistic?
Nah.
I forgot. She does paint and stuff. She's just not artistic in the way of body art. But she does like to cook and bake and stuff.
She is offended.
We all got a touch of the tism. It's okay.
It's okay.
I can't. Oh my god, that was so funny though.
Don't know how to feel. I don't know how to feel. Sabotage, betrayal.
Dang.
Anyways, long story short,
Yeah.
we've talked about it in pretty good detail. We've talked about budgeting and cost of all of this, and getting business
Licensing.
loans and stuff like that. The main thing that it boils down to is like whether or not we should take a leap on it. And then like we also can't decide what we want to do, whether or not we want to do the bakery tattoo, whether or not we want to do gallery, candy. There's literally so many things that we could do. We just don't know what it would be best for this area that we live in.
Yeah.
And we also just don't know if it's a leap that we want to take.
Well, I can tell you that. Wait, what were the options? Candy,
Well, there could be like those are just the options that we've discussed. Like there are so many things that we could do. We could do an in-home business where we like make stuff here and then we ship it out, like, and we do all of our marketing on socials. Like there are so many different things. Like I just found out there's a lady that literally rebinds Bibles for a living.
Slay.
Yeah. I found out recently today on TikTok that there's a guy that makes about $5,000 a month by washing people's trash cans.
Okay.
If you can do that, you could do anything. Because that's the most, like, I would have never thought to ask somebody to wash something that's supposed to be dirty.
You know, job searching has been an interesting situation.
Yeah.
My dad has like kind of mentioned to me, oh, well, you could do this and you could do that and you could do this. And I always bring up this podcast to him and he's like, well, why don't you do this? Because you already do some of that with your podcast. And why don't you do this? Because you already do some of it with your podcast. And I'm like, that's great, but nobody seems to care that I'm doing it with a podcast. And the podcast hasn't like picked up to the point where it needs to be to where we can really make money off of it. It's just more or less something we do for fun. We like to do this podcast. It's fun. We get to sit, we get to talk. This is a good way for us to keep up with each other.
Yeah,
like,
true, because we don't all work the same job anymore.
right. It's a good way for us to hang out, like spend some time, have some fun, whatever, and keep up with each other. And like, it kind of keeps us all together as a friend group. And so that's great and all. But like, we don't do this for money. This is just for fun. If this turns into money, that's great, but it's not doing that right now. So people want to see like this marketing that I'm doing. They want to see that, but they want to see that and see that it's successful. Right now, it's not necessarily going anywhere, which we need to update some things, but still, it's not going nowhere, but it's not going where it needs to go to be considered successful. So nobody really cares that I'm doing that. Nobody considers it experience because it's not making money.
See, here's the thing. Okay, so I left the job that we all three had. Then I went and I got another job. But that job made me really depressed because I'm a people person. So it was a work at home job, so I couldn't do it. So